Well, thanks for staying with us on Midday Live. It's time for us to do business. We're looking at the International Monetary Fund and matters arising. I am Nana Ikia Mensa Abrampa, and looking at the detail now, Ghana's budget execution is set to delay as major funding are held up awaiting finalization of a program with the International Monetary Fund, which is now slated for the end of March 2015. President John Dramani Mahama met the Presidential Advisory Group on the economy to review the ongoing negotiations with the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. Now, the meeting, the first for the year, also reviewed the implementation of the 2015 budget and how to consolidate the gains so far. Well, this afternoon we're being joined via phone by chartered economist Dr. John Gachi to look at the impact of Ghana's budget execution, which is set to delay. Good afternoon to you, Doctor, and thanks for joining us on Midday Live.
Thank you.
Now, let's quickly go to the point. Looking at the latest updates, what will be the effect in the budget should this delay continue?
We do know that there are financial expectations from the IMF deal, and there are some projects earmarked to be financed from that. We also do expect that this financial support will go a long way to further strengthen the performance of the currency. So a delay means that those projects may not be executed speedily, and that will affect the growth prospects of the country for 2015. We also do know that there are some key partners of the economy of Ghana who are waiting for the IMF deal to be sealed, and they may come on board to support the economy of Ghana as they have promised. All these things will delay, and there are many programs that are earmarked for execution in the country for 2015. There are investors who want to see the deal in full content, and all these things would be their plan for working within the economy of Ghana. And lastly, we also do know that it is expected that the recent drastic decline in crude oil prices internationally call for some revision in the budget, especially the revenue projection from petroleum. One would think that it is not good to do this and wait for the IMF deal to come on board and do another review of the budget. It is expected that all this should have been done speedily so that a holistic review is done, and all these things will be affected.
Dr. Gachi, now some schools of thought believe that with the pace of ongoing discussions, government will likely not conclude negotiations with the deadline we are given. Would you agree to that?
Well, unless government comes up to announce that, I wouldn't believe that.
But considering the pace,
because all the conditions that became a hurdle for government have been cleared. I think just last week the IMF came out clearly that they are satisfied with what government has done with respect to the payroll, and one is expecting that now the discussion will be done speedily, and as they have indicated, we believe that will come on board. So I do not think that will be the right decision to take now, because that will have all that implication for the economy, unless the IMF comes up that they are not satisfied with us.
Right. Now, one key point has to do with the local currency. We've had some analysts also saying that if the negotiations delay, if the program delays, it would have an impact on the local currency, hitting about 4 Ghana cedis and some more pesos getting to the end of the year. Will this happen?
Well, there are lots of factors that determine the way our currency behaves. We do know that our currency is a depreciating one. All that we do not want to see is to have a serious depreciation as we had last year, February. I do think that we still have to wait. There are lots of things that are going on in the economy. Currently, I believe there is some tranches of inflow of money from World Bank in terms of financing about 23 schools. Those monies are also trickling into the economy. it is true that when the money delays, it will have some effect on the performance of the currency because the reserve base will be affected. But I think we cannot be predicting doom for the currency now.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Dr. John Gachi, a chartered economist, looking at Ghana's budget execution, which is set to delay as major funding are held up waiting finalizing of a program with the IMF, which is expected to end in March 2015. We move on to energy, and the Sonona Sogli power plant at Mone Tema is back on track with a minimum of 120 megawatts and a maximum of 140 megawatts. The additional power will result in a slight improvement in the ongoing power crisis. Sandra Markwe has more.
The Sonona Sogli thermal plant has an installed capacity of 200 megawatts. President Mahama, on a visit on Tuesday, February 3, was assured the thermal plant was going to resume full operation by Friday, February 6. The director in charge of commerce and procurement at Sonona Sogli, William Young, who spoke on phone, said the 340 units had been replaced and the plant is currently operating between 120 and 140 megawatts. Currently, the country's demand is 200 megawatts, and with a supply deficit of 700 megawatts, the coming on stream of additional 120 megawatts would only result in a slight improvement in the ongoing power crisis.
Well, join us at 4:30 for more. You can also get online at tvtwenetwork.com.